Welcome, everybody. I don't know if Charlie, if you might have your phone available that you can see if there's people out there. I don't have access to being able to greet people. But if you see the names of people popping up, that would be really helpful. So I'm Karen Palmer. This is Lessons in Miracles. We have our beautiful family here joining us. And this is where we will have a short discussion about the lessons in miracles, the Course in Miracles. We have beautiful Christine and Sunny, the beautiful Catherine. We have beautiful Sharon, Ria. We have beautiful Charlie Charming. We have beautiful Auntie Jean. And I'm going to take us home. I'm going to take us home. I'm going to take us to the real world for a little blast of perfect love. Are you ready for that? Okay. So let's just first and most important, remember who we are. Not the roles that we play, not the characters and the actors that we have been, but the soul. I want you to really feel that with certainty. I am a beautiful soul. I am a child of the light. All of my needs, desires, wants, and fears are being given over to Spirit right now. We are the observer. We witness the illusions. And we witness the illusions with gentleness. We don't fall for the illusory self trying to lead the way. We take a deep breath and we really step back and let love lead the way. Only love is real. Everything else is just a distraction, a delusion. It comes in the form of differences, it comes in the form of disappointment, it comes in the form of duality. But they're all the same. They're just illusions. We're not falling for them anymore. We're not interested in what they want to sell us. We know who we are. We will not be fooled into believing that we are a false identity. False is fear. False everything appearing real. Come back to the truth, knowing that only love is real. Rest in that embrace. Feel it like a big warm hug. The embrace of all that is. the embrace of absolute, supreme, perfect love. Everyone on the planet right now wants to feel safe, wants to feel loved. We are all yearning for that. And in this instant, in this moment, we can receive it. All we need to do is open our mind, open our heart, and align our soul with the absolute. Remember that there is only one problem, and the solution has already been taken care of. But a problem cannot be solved if you don't know what it is. And if you are making several different problems to distract you from the truth. You see, the truth has already come and corrected the errors in your mind. And now your psychological mind, your conditioned mind, your programmed mind is terrified of waking up to the love that it truly is. So it's defending itself by giving you a bunch of problems, a bunch of different ways to be distracted. Even if it is really solved already, you will still have the problem because you will not recognize that it's already been solved. This is the situation of the world. The problem of separation, which is really the only problem, has already been solved. It never happened. It didn't occur. You have never been apart. You have never been separate from love. Yet the solution is not recognized because the problem is not recognized. So as we let ourselves come to that true certainty, one problem, one solution, let us rest in the knowledge, not the perceptions and the illusions, in the certainty and the knowledge that one problem, one solution, we won't be fooled again. We won't be fooled by all the different circumstances and all the different ways that the problem shows up. We won't let the false ego that appears so real run the show. We let it step back. And we're going to just come back into this moment so that we can talk a little bit about the lesson that we had yesterday. And then we'll go into our assignment for tomorrow. I really enjoyed this assignment today. I was so grateful to let go of the grievances and to know that my grievances are always just judgments. They're always, no matter what they wanted to show themselves as, they were me judging and me knowing, feeling a lack of love in myself. I felt a lack of love and I wanted to just make it go away. I wanted it to go away. So I would find another person that I could have a grievance with. Oh yeah, that person. I remember that one from my teen years. I remember it was beautiful though, because I was looking with Holy Spirit. So I was letting the grievances come up and I was asking Holy Spirit, show me the truth of this person. Let me see this person. Let me see the pain that person was in, that they could abuse me the way that they did. Let me see that differently. I'm here to see it differently. So I'm excited to hear how you guys did with everything. And again, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And sweet Teri, I hope you watch this on the replay and you know that you're right here in the heart of everything that we're doing here. And we lift you up. And we know that this is a struggle for you right now. And you are never alone. Never, ever alone. Christine, you don't have your hand up. What happened?
I might have one. We are planting flowers in with Greenway House in my program.
Oh, beautiful.
And my flowers that are watered from my Father, they are popping right up and I'm like happy.
Oh, will you post some pictures? So great. Will you post some pictures for us?
Yeah, well, yeah, when I have my cams, yeah.
Oh, thank you. That would be wonderful. I'd love to see those.
With our group, yeah. Miracles, yeah.
Total miracles.
You know, you never feel closer than God than in the garden.
Yeah, call well, Candy Jean.
Definitely.
That's where we came from. The apple.
Oh, you know, I always seem to be bringing this up, but I had to go back again and revisit my father and see God's love and his person within my father. Because I figured that I had forgiven him a long time ago. But I realized with this lesson that I had to go deeper and I had to see more with God's vision and understand, like what you said, what they were going through that caused them to behave the way that they did. So that's what I did today. I took a lot of that in. And I feel so sorry for Teri. And, you know, I used to be a drama queen. Maybe I still am. But anyway, I used to really seriously, I made mountains out of molehills just because for some reason I felt like that drama. And just like what's happened with Teri, I saw it in my teenage girls when I was a teacher. You know, one of them would have a bad thing happen to them, and all of them were devastated and just inconsolable. And they'd be walking around the hallways and crying on each other and everything. Well, that's drama. You know, of course, I feel for their friend. And oh gosh, Teri knows how much I feel for her. But these things are going to happen to us in this world. And we don't want to give the illusions or the other side the satisfaction to make it a drama that separates us from who we really are, which is a child of God, and that we live with love. And love is the answer to everything. And what everybody wants is safety. You're right. They want safety. And they want love. That's where it all begins, is with the love. So anyway, I loved the lesson too today. And I'm thankful I got the opportunity to make a few more amends with my father.
So beautiful, Auntie Jean. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Such an inspiration.
Well, you all are so special. Can talk to you about anything.
It was good, but we keep going back to them people, to all these lessons that you had all these problems with or whatever. And I let them go already. So it's like, why they keep bringing me back here? I don't want to be here. Yeah, you know, but
If it arises, if the person,
I mean, I did the lesson and everything, but I already forgave them and let them go and grieve, and you know, and
if the person showed up in your mind, then there's still something there, sweetheart. You can
well,
say you've forgiven, but
it's like they're trying.
please listen for 1 second, because this is important to hear.
Okay.
Because when we are saying, I've already done all that, that's always ego. The ego is always in the past. But right here, right now, if it came up for you when you thought of something and you said, oh, I don't have grievances, and then a person popped into your head and you said, oh yeah, I forgave that person, I don't have a problem. Just like Auntie Jean, she said, I already forgave my father, I don't need to see him from a different point of view, I don't need to. That's all smoke and mirrors. It's all the way that the ego works. It hides, it distracts, it doesn't let us. It tells us, you've already done all this, don't even bother with that lesson. It's almost always, if you do any lesson in the Course in Miracles, the ego speaks first, and it always says, you don't need to do this, this doesn't make any sense. Is that right, Sharon? Do you feel that way?
Yeah, sometimes.
It's the first voice that you hear is the voice for fear. The voice that the first voice we always hear is the ego's voice, and the ego's voice always says, "You don't need this."
And I agree with you, but I also have resonance with Charlie, because there truly are some things that I know I still have some dust bunnies to deal with. But like Charlie, some of the lessons I'm going, you know, even if I do, I'm not called to spend the day remembering something that I've cleaned up or that is not heightened right now. So maybe, oh, where'd he go? Did he leave? Oh, there he is. He's in the middle of my screen. Charlie, you're scooting around. Brady bunches stay put. They don't scoot around too much. But I can see and resonate with both sides.
So can I, Sharon.
Oh, so can I.
But you know what? I think this course is meant for us to give a real thorough, this is going to sound crazy, house cleaning. You know,
Yeah.
you were talking about the fuzz balls. There's so many fuzz balls under this chest right here. And because I can't move it. It's so heavy, I can't move it by myself. And I think that's what this course is doing, is it's saying, no, you can't move it by yourself. But with the help of the advice from Jesus and the friends that you have here, you're going to be able to scoot it a little bit and get all those dust balls out. And I think that's what it's forcing us to do.
Just remember why we're here. The only reason why we're here is to give this over to Spirit. That's
Exactly.
the only reason why we're here. That's why we put together this group. That's why we're doing this. We're not here to collude with the ego. We're not here to start sharing a bunch of stories about the ego. We're here to give whatever grievance or upset comes up to Spirit. It's not about us analyzing or intellectualizing anything. It's about just letting whatever arises come up and handing that over to Spirit and say, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what this means. I don't know what my best interest is in this situation, and asking for guidance. That's why we're doing this group.
Gracie has a hand raised.
Okay, Gracie.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for holding space. I'm just going to put this out there. Perhaps what we're going through, the lesson that we just did, was and the popping up of the dust bunnies, or the whatever it is that is going to make us wince. I think what I felt is, how much wincing am I going to do with what has come up? Because we're learning our evolution, the ability to say, Spirit, take over, right? So we have to acknowledge if a wince came up, that we have to. It's how much of a wince, and did it debilitate you? Because we have to, Karen, I feel we have to resonate with that, and then not sitting there and knowing that, okay, Spirit, take over. Because maybe we have actually resolved or gone through some grievances, but something triggered it. But now we're able to say, Spirit, take over. So I felt that I had to allow those grievances, whatever triggered it, to come up. In my case, it was at work. But to be able to say, Spirit, take over, and rise in that Spirit, take over. I've risen above that grievance. I don't know if that makes too much sense, but thank you.
It takes a lot of trust to say, Spirit, take over, please. It takes a lot of trust. And we're going from that. We have to just honor where we are. Yeah, Sharon.
I keep hearing in my head to say, in resonance with Charlie. So I just want to take a half a second to do that. I don't know if anyone has done the body code or the emotion code, but basically it's an asking of what's ready to come up to be healed. And if it's not ready, you're not in contact with it, or it's just not ready, or it's actually maybe gone. So when I hear Charlie speaking and he has nothing that's come up for him, I'm resonating with that because I don't want to go digging if it's not ready. And maybe it's ego, maybe it's not, but it is how I am. And I'm really, again, wanting to just say in reverence and resonance with what Charlie said, sometimes nothing comes up. It's not like my ego's hiding it. It's just nothing's coming up. And maybe it's because whatever it is done, or whatever it is not ready to come up yet.
I resonate with you, Sharon, as well, and Charlie, because I'm sorry, guys, but I think I resonate more with Charlie, and so I don't seem to have any. Perhaps I'm an old soul that has resolved most of those grievances, but I do resonate with Charlie and Sharon, and also with those who are still going through their evolution. So thank you.
The first 2 or 3 lessons in this section, I was like, Charlie, why do we keep hashing this over? It's gone. It's gone. So I understand how he's feeling about it. And it was really kind of surprising to me that this, my father kept entering my thoughts until I realized I hadn't resolved that. But I think we all have our own path, and it's going to come when it's ready, just like Sharon says. We handle it when it comes up inside of us and deal with it then. But I can understand how he's feeling, because I really did. The first 2 or 3 lessons, I said, it was kind of aggravating. They kept bringing it up, and I felt like it was all gone. So I understand, Charlie. I understand how you feel. But don't be surprised if something hits you later, because it sure hit me. So,
It's, if you look back, it's always there. It didn't go away, but you let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgave, whatever. I gave them whatever, their space, their light. If they're not seeing the light, it's them, and I let them go, and I have no grievances with them anymore. It's I
But
used
you have judgment.
I used to. I let them go.
But you just judged them.
I gave them the light. I stay in my own lane now. I worry about me.
Yep. Okay.
I'm
Perfect.
love and light.
Catherine
Okay,
had her
perfect.
hand up.
Yes, Catherine. Yeah.
I just wondered if anybody else had this thought, because I find at this point in time, a lot of my grievances are with myself.
Totally. Well,
Yes,
that's where
I mean, it's
that's part of the evolution.
Yes, and that's what's been pressed on me since last evening, was my grievances with myself. I have a very difficult time forgiving myself, because I never can do enough. I never, I'm not perfect enough. I'm not worthy enough. And, the list goes on and on and on. And not that we say this, but we put it out there in our thoughts. So just I'm conditioned to that. And I have to always stop and say,
That's
it's not me. And all my friends will tell me, that's not you, As a matter of fact, my girlfriends have a jar that they laugh all the time, and they say they're going to be millionaires just for me, where, we have to put a quarter in the jar every time we say, I'm sorry, because we're all very close. And it's like, we don't need to say, I'm sorry about anything about ourselves, because everything we say or do between each other is done with love. So there's no, but I am the epitome of the, I'm sorry. I didn't even do anything, but it's my fault. So my grievances that I really, really need to work on are myself, my grievances against myself. And that's difficult, not judging myself and those judgments, who made those judgments? They were given to me as a child. And so they stayed there, in the back of your psyche. And you're not even realizing that you're doing it a lot of the time. But as far as grievances go, I did try to forgive myself last night. And I thank you all kindly because you were very helpful in that. And I did get up more refreshed this morning and with not quite so much fear. As I told you a little bit about my situation. And usually the first thought when I get up and I wake up in the morning is fear. And, fear about my husband, fear about the future, fear about, what's going to happen. And that's not been my, what do they call it? Standard operating procedure in my life. It was mostly put your foot on the floor, put one foot in front of the other, take the next step, do what you have to do. And so I got some of that back today. And I want to thank all of you because I felt you with me. And I do want to share also with the chanting. I did a little research on the 2 chants. And what I was playing just before the meeting started, I found this beautiful, beautiful chant by Tina Turner. Yeah. And I know she had gotten very involved in chanting later in life. But anyway, it's just phenomenal. I mean, it just blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. And it was very long and I just let it play and play and play and play. So, and it was really wonderful to look up the meanings and understand, what we're chanting, why we're chanting, what is the purpose of that. So I want to thank you for opening up that door to me because it's not one that I'm familiar with, but have always been curious about. So thank you kindly.
Tell you what, I'll let you have what my brother-in-law's always told me that they're going to write, "I'm sorry" on my tombstone. Because I say it so often. So
okay.
So you can have that because I'm fooling him. I'm getting cremated. So there won't be a tombstone.
And Catherine, I'll just share what I did in the Saturday workshop. The technology wasn't working. And I kept saying, "Oh, I'm sorry." And someone said, "No, this is a safe space." And Charlie, you correct me if I'm getting it not accurate. This is a safe space, Sharon. You don't need to say "I'm sorry." And so I shifted it and I said, okay, I'm not going to say "I'm sorry" because it's not anything I did. And I just said, "Thank you for your patience while I'm working this out."
That's
Which
great.
shifts it away
That's
from.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I'm just offering that to you, Catherine.
Thank you, because that shifts it from the negative. It's like my husband is in the nursing home now because I couldn't take care of him anymore. So that's my fault that I'm not perfect enough to do that, even though it's humanly not possible for someone of my age or whatever to give him the care that he needs. So that's what I'm struggling with. But this morning I woke up with feeling free from that.
No,
which
wonderful.
Was, it's still difficult, but free from it in the sense of, I am caring for him because I'm keeping him as safe as I possibly can. And that's
God
as much
bless you.
as I can do.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. I will remember that.
Okay, so our next assignment is let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. A problem cannot be solved if you do not know what it is. Even if it is really solved already, you will still have the same problem because you will not recognize that it has already been solved. This is the situation of the world. The problem of separation, which is really the only problem, has already been solved, yet the solution is not recognized because the problem is not recognized. Everyone in this world seems to have his or her own special problems, yet they are all the same and must be recognized as one if the one solution that solves them all is to be accepted. Who can see that a problem has been solved if he thinks the problem is something else? Even if he or she is given the answer, he or she cannot see its relevance. That is the position in which you find yourself now. You have the answer, but you are still uncertain about what the problem is. A long series of different problems seems to confront you. And as one is settled, the next one and the next arise. There seems to be no end to them. There is no time in which you feel completely free of problems and at peace. The temptation to regard problems as many is the temptation to keep the problem of separation unsolved. The world seems to present you with a vast number of problems, each requiring a different answer. This perception places you in a position in which your problem solving must be inadequate and failure is inevitable. No one could solve all the problems the world appears to hold. They seem to be on so many different levels, in such varying forms, and that with such varied content that they confront you with an impossible situation. Dismay and depression are inevitable as you regard them. Some spring up unexpectedly, just as you think you have resolved the previous one. Others remain unresolved under a cloud of denial and rise to haunt you from time to time, only to be hidden again, but still unsolved. All this complexity is but a desperate attempt not to recognize the real problem, and therefore not to let it be resolved. If you could recognize that your only problem is separation, no matter what form it takes, you could accept the answer because you would see its relevance. Perceiving the underlying consistency in all problems that seem to confront you, you would understand that you have the means to solve them all, and you would use the means because you recognize the problem. In our longer practice periods today, we will ask what the problem is and what is the answer to it. We will not assume that we already know. We will try to free our minds of all the many different kinds of problems we think we have. We will try to realize that we have only one problem, which we have failed to recognize. We will ask what it is and wait for the answer. We will be told. Then we will ask for the solution to it, and we will be told. The exercises for today will be successful to the extent to which you do not insist on defining your problem. Perhaps you will not succeed in letting all your preconceived notions go, but that is not necessary. All that is necessary is to entertain some doubt about the reality of your version of what your problems are. You are trying to recognize that you have been given the answer by recognizing the problem, so that the problem and the answer can be brought together and you can be at peace. The shorter practice periods for today will not be set by time, but by need. You will see many problems today, each one calling for an answer. Our efforts will be directed toward recognizing that there is only one problem and only one answer. In this recognition, all our problems are resolved. In this recognition, there is peace. Be not deceived by the form of problems. Today, whenever any difficulty seems to arise, quickly tell yourself, let me recognize this problem so it can be solved. Then try to suspend all judgment about what the problem is. If possible, close your eyes for a moment and ask, what is it? You will be heard and you will be answered.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I feel the fun in this already.
What problems? There ain't no problem.
Oh, thank you, Karen. What a lovely job today. Thank you so much. I'm going to go check on our sweet Teri if she needs anything.
Okay, give her a big hug, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Tell her we
And
love her so
chant
much.
away.
Oh,
Okay, yes, we'll be moving into our chanting.
I wanted to say hi to Danielle Riverin, who's out there. She said hi, beloved ones to us.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you,
Thank
Charlie.
you, Danielle.
Thank you, Danielle.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Bye.
Sharon, bye. Thanks, Karen.
All right.
Okay, so
I have
off
to
we
leave
go
before-
to the next part of the show.
Good night, everybody. We have
Good
to
night,
go.
friend. All right.
Night, night.
Hey, Catherine.
So this is where we are going to chant 3 times slow, and then we'll chant 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number, and then beautiful Karen will take us into our heart, and we will do our freedom meditation. And then we'll go into our second chant. So we declare that all obstacles be removed. Om Pataye Namaha. We declare that all barriers, conflicts, and violence be removed. Om
Ganapataye
Namaha.
We declare that all illusions and illness be removed.
Om Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Hey Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Hey Namaha. Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gam
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha. Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha. Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gam
Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam 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 Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam
Okay, so now we'll just rest here in the heart. Just taking a few moments to feel into that feeling of freedom. Freedom from every obstacle, every illusion. Freedom. Feel that freedom as we get ready to go into the miracle chant. And we will move into that miracle chant by saying it 3 times slow, and then we'll do our 108 count all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number, and then I will take us into the next part of our session. So we declare that all are accepting, aligning, allowing, and awake. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all are happy and healthy. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that everyone lives in peace and harmony, and everyone is open to receive miracles. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo. Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Yo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam
Yo.
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Yo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Yo.
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Yo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam
Well,
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge
yo.
Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Yo.
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Yeah.
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Yo.
Nam Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Yeah.
Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
Yo.
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Yo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho
Wendy
Renge Kyo.
down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho
Ring.
Renge Kyo.
Oh. Wendy down. Oh.
Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Down. Oh. Yeah. Down. No. Yo.
Renge Kyo.
Yo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
Yo.
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Yo.
Nam 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 Myoho Renge
Oh,
Kyo.
Wendy
Nam
down.
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Holy
Nam
down.
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
Wendy
Myoho Renge
down.
Kyo.
Wendy
Nam
down.
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho
Wendy down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
Wendy
Myoho
down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho
Down.
Renge Kyo. Myoho Renge Kyo.
Down.
Nam Myoho Renge
Oh,
Kyo.
Wendy
Nam Myoho
down.
Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho
Down.
Renge Kyo. Nam
Down.
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Oh, Wendy
Nam
down.
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Down.
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge
Down.
Kyo. Nam
Oh,
Myoho Renge
Wendy
Kyo.
down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Oh, Wendy
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Oh, Wendy
Myoho
down.
Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho
Yo,
Renge Kyo. Nam
yo,
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
yo,
Myoho Renge
yeah,
Kyo.
oh,
Nam
Wendy
Myoho
down.
Renge Kyo. Nam
Yo,
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
down,
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
yo,
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
yeah,
Nam Myoho Renge
Wendy
Kyo.
down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Oh,
Nam
Wendy
Myoho
down.
Renge Kyo.
Me,
Nam Myoho
oh,
Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
down, Wendy down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Down.
Nam Myoho
Oh,
Renge Kyo.
yeah.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Oh, down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Down.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge
No,
Renge Kyo. Nam
Angel,
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
no
Myoho
angel,
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
no
Nam
angel,
Renge Kyo.
angel,
Renge Kyo.
angel,
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam
angel.
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge
Oh,
Kyo.
angel,
Nam Myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Nam Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo.
Nam
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo. Nam
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Nam Myoho Renge
Kyo.
Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge 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 Kyo.
Just slow down the breath. Take a moment to just feel that beautiful shift. That's what a miracle is. It's a shift in our perception. While we're here in this duality, we have perception. But when we enter the real world, which is our heart, we have knowledge. And we feel that connection with our Creator, with all that is. And we're going to do a beautiful chant of Om. Taking a nice slow breath in. We'll do this 3 times. And then let's just take a moment to slow down our breath, to synchronize the breath with the heartbeat, and to bring our mind and heart into coherence, in gentleness and quiet. Just take a moment. And as we allow that beautiful energy to bubble up with joy and love, we really want to just send that out. We want to radiate it and extend it to all the hearts and minds that are struggling right now. We want to just hold that energy as a radiant, bright, beautiful sun, a ray going into each and every being, all living beings, filled with love and light. My little being. Yes, I hear you. Om Shanti. Om, peace, peace, beloved and beautiful peace. And Miss Christine, would you do our beautiful declaration tonight?
Yeah, I am. My Anavita present and peace on earth, and the full baby with Sunny and Kaylee can join too. 1, 2, 3.
We declare that there is peace on earth, and we declare that peace begins inside of us.
So it is.
Forever and
And
ever.
ever. Amen.
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 Yes, darling.
All right. And we've been doing this for 1,022 days now.
Woo.
As a group known as the
Peace
for
Peace.
And let's keep Mama P in our prayers.
Yes.
And Teri is our Mama P. and Karen is our P, and Charlie is our P, and Chris is our P, so is Sunny, and Gracie is our P, and I should have mentioned Kaylee, she's our P too.
She's
And
making
I
sure
don't know
she's
if
known.
Marlene's here, or Daniela, or Tammy comes in sometimes.
Or
And
Marlene.
Ringo and Harry.
And yes,
Marlene.
Marlene.
Marlene, and we're all P's.
So,
And I have one question for you. Would you like to be a P too?
two.
Oh,
For peace. So the whole world will be filled with peace and love. And also be kind.
be kind. And you know, tonight, we know the hills are alive with the sound of chanting.
Mhm.
But we also know that around the corner, peace is coming. Peace and love. Peace is coming around the corner when we chant.
When we chant.
Peace is coming around the corner when we chant.
When we chant.
Peace is coming around the corner. Smiles on people's faces. Peace is coming around the corner when we chant. And be kind.
And we chant.
And let's be filled with love, light, and comfort, sending to all those in our Mama P who find themselves in the midst of some things that they cannot understand or control. But let's send them the knowingness that nothing is greater than them. Spirit take over, and they are surrounded by love and by peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Gracie. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
So we'll close out here with our
Namaste
Namaste.
to all.
You have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Goodbye.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are.
Thank you.
Tomorrow. See you tomorrow.